So our industry leaders came to us about 20 months ago, and they started this PRRS task force, and looking at what can we do. Wisconsin's kind of a low-density swine industry compared to a lot of your states. So we maybe have an opportunity to do a little more in disease control than some of you could. Currently, we have 13 counties in the southwest area of the state that are looking at a PRRS control area, trying to get producers to buy into this and communicate and see what we can do. And we all know some of the limits with the vaccine, and that may not be the whole answer. So we're trying to go beyond that. We do have a fair number of pigs come into Wisconsin. Now, a lot of these, we've got a lot of grower feeder pigs that'll come in, a lot of wean pigs that'll come in, but and we have a lot of fair pigs. Right now, I think in April we issued about, so far in April, about 40 import permits, and most of those were small numbers of feeder pigs coming for a show. So going to be show pigs in the fairs this summer. 90%, obviously, they're going to come from close to home. A lot of them are the wean pigs, and most of them are seasonal. So, this bottom number, I think, is the big one that got everybody's attention. And, when PRV was a program disease, that was, I believe, about $34 million to the industry. So it's a big deal. So we work closely with our pork association, looking at guidelines, what can we do, some of the things coming up. We've provided rope testing to a lot of the producers to try to find out their current PRRS status. Anybody that's interested, the Pork Association has provided that testing opportunity, and they're going to try the same initiative at fairs this summer and see, what's going on. What do we have there now, and what can we find out? So we've held educational meetings to these affected counties, trying to get producers to buy in, ask where they're getting their pigs, ask if they know the status, and we weren't getting a lot of buy-in, a lot of interest, so we kept talking, and so we looked at maybe if we start requiring a PRRS disclosure on the CVI, at least maybe we can gather information. So with that, we had to do a permit. So, extra steps. Once we know we've got PRRS there, maybe controlled movement of people, limiting vehicle access, and then working with their veterinarians to control the spread. So the key is maybe we can find out what our neighbors are doing and getting that information shared. So this spring, starting March 1st, we required an import permit for all swine coming to Wisconsin. Now, this requirement for the permit is really just so that we get a chance to talk to the individual in the state of origin prior to shipping those pigs in, because the key is we want the PRRS statement on the CVI disclosing status. Now, talked to Dr. Snelson about exactly how do you define status. We're really flexible, and what we're finding out is commercial herds know what their status is, and they have no problem reporting it. And the fair pigs don't know what their status is, and we're getting a lot of CVIs coming in with unknown status. But we are getting some shipments of wean pigs or feeder pigs that they know they're PRRS positive, and this is the information the industry's interested in. So we're not restricting PRRS. We're not, if they're PRRS positive, they can come on in. We're not quarantining. We're not doing anything else, positive or negative. We just want the disclosure, try to elevate the awareness of the industry. And obviously the commercial guys, if they know somebody brought a PRRS positive pigs in next door, they're interested in that. And this is all public record. If we get a public records request, we can disclose what those statuses are. So the permit's free, must be requested prior to the hogs coming in. We do issue blanket permits if you're going and there's going to be a sale, or you're going to be shipping on a weekend and we're not available. We'll issue the blanket permit. Again, that just gives us the opportunity to either talk to the Wisconsin importer or the veterinarian in the state of origin, so they know what we're asking for and they can meet our requirements prior to the movement. Nothing's changed for sows or butcher pigs coming in for harvest. They're exempt from the permit, so if they're coming in just straight to slaughter, that's no permit required. Again, I mentioned no restriction on these PRRS positive pigs. We're going to try to do some testing at fairs this summer. We really don't have a good feel. A lot of our fair pigs, show pigs, have not been tested, so we don't have an idea whether they're a high-risk animal or not. So the Pork Association is going to provide some ropes to try to do some testing at fairs. And we are looking to change our rules to requiring the PRRS status on the CBI. So once that's in rule, we'll probably discontinue the permit. By then, that'll be a year and a half from now. People will know, it'll be aware of it, and they can just do the PRRS status itself. So it'll save the veterinarian one step. They won't have to apply for the permit. They just write the status on the CBI. We'll continue to work to educate and outreach the industry and see, you know, I think this is one of the goals of the industry in Wisconsin, is to try to elevate this to a national discussion with stakeholders and partners. Is there something we can collaborate on? You know, where do we go? Again, we talk about the dollar numbers and the cost of the industry. When do we talk about a regulatory program to eradicate, if possible? You know, is the science there to get it done? In Wisconsin, we feel that we probably have a small enough industry and enough, they're spread out enough that potentially we could do something.